Hey YouTube, Washer here. This is a ramp start guide for the DCS BF 109K-4. Now let's get this bad boy started. Okay, the first thing you're going to do is open the oxygen supply located down here to the right. There's a gauge. You open this valve by left clicking. You should see the gauge open all the way, indicating it's pressurized. Next step is to push in all these electrical circuit breakers here. Get the electrical systems up. There we go. Next we want to open the radiator so we don't overheat on the ground. Do that by left clicking this handle here. That's the open position. Up is the automatic. The left is closed and down is a locked position. Okay, next we want to open the fuel cocks. To access the fuel cocks we may need to push the throttle forward slightly and then right click on the fuel cock lever here. Put it in the P1 plus P2 position. Next we're going to fire up the magnetos. Left click those till it's in the M1 plus 2 position. Let me just open the starter cover here. Now the 109 does not have an internal starter, so what we need to do now is bring up the radio menu, press F8 to contact the ground crew, then F4 to run the inertial starter. Wait for confirmation. There we go. Now while that's spinning up, we're going to prime the fuel system. This is the fuel primer handle here. And the fuel pressure gauge is the left hand side of this gauge here. The right hand side's oil pressure. Also important. We'll start pumping this. We'll just left click and hold and then release. Keep an eye on that gauge. We need to bring it up till it's between the two tick marks. There we go. That's the position that needs to be in there around that marker. Okay, next we want to set the prop pitch. This is the prop pitch gauge here. And generally for taxi you want to be in the 1230 position. Now by default, when the switch is forward it's in manual and rear's in automatic. And the rocker on the throttle handle there controls the pitch. Now to save time you can just flick in the auto and it will automatically go at the 1230 position. Just remember to put it back in the manual. There we are. And I can hear the inertial starter's now spun up, so we're going to pull and hold the handle till the engine catches, and then release once it's running. Just holding the toe brakes.
Enfield 1-1. Another, clear for startup.
There we go, just close that handle there. Now this is important, we want to just throttle up gently to 600 RPM. This is the RPM gauge here. There we go, and just leave it there for 20 to 40 seconds just to let the engine oil circulate. It'll cause you problems if you don't do that. These valves here control the cockpit lighting if you want to brighten or dull down the gauges. And that's pretty much the ramp start. The only other thing I can think is pre-taxi checks. You want to set the stabilizer trim at -6 just to make the aircraft tail heavy, and that will stop the tail lifting as much and you doing the drift on the taxiway. Other things you want to note is the tail wheel lock is here, this lever, that's the lock position, and that's unlocked. Just a personal preference, I mostly keep it locked when I'm taxiing. You know, when I'm straight, when I want to keep the aircraft straight, stop it spinning round due to torque. Let's close the office door here. You're pretty much good to go there. Yeah, the only other thing I might suggest is right shift, right control and numpad 8 can raise your seat, and numpad 2 with those held down will bring the seat back to normal position. There we are, so the aircraft is now prepped for taxi. In the next video I'll go over the taxi procedure and the takeoff procedure. So hopefully this video was useful to you. If it was, drop me a like. If you want to see more, don't forget to subscribe. This is Washout signing off, thanks for watching.
Ta-da!